Hello and welcome to the SHUMPCAST. I'm Tony Shump, Ralph Nardella.
Help me make on Tony hurry up! Get it going.
Oh my God, that's bloody, you're blowing my bloody eardrums out. How's it going there, Dom, all right?
Oh, bloody very good today. We've got Ben Kenny. Two first names. Ben Kenny, never trust a bloke who's got two first names.
Oh, Ben Kenny, yes, Ben Kenny.
Yeah,
Now he runs and owns the film club, DVD shop.
Oh, I feel like he's got good karma.
How
Not
do you know
sure
that?
why. I don't know. I can just feel stuff like that. I'm spiritual. You know, spiritual.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so he runs a film club. We got him on a show today.
Whereabouts?
He's in Sydney, Darlinghurst.
Darlinghurst.
Beautiful Sydney for overseas.
Beautiful
listeners.
place, Darlinghurst.
Is that along the beach there?
No, boats and all that. The Darling Harbour. And all
the
that
harbour,
sort of stuff.
yeah. It's a beautiful.
Have you
spot
been to
there.
Sydney? What's wrong with you?
I've been to the King's Cross there. I went to the King's
Hellfire
Cross there
Club,
a few times,
yeah,
and
all that stuff.
Did
you wear those undies with the
yeah,
pants?
that's right. Yes, I went to King's Cross and made a lot of money there. I made a lot of money.
Out. What do you call those? Those pants.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I remember.
When you went to the Hellfire Club, I see ya.
The Hellfire Club.
I was taking photos at the front.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I made a lot of money.
Anyway, who's on the show?
Okay, would you please welcome Ben Kenny?
Yeah, Ben Kenny.
Hello, thank you.
How are you, Ben? All right, good?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
And not bad in lovely Sydney there in Darlinghurst, is it?
That's right, Darlinghurst.
That's now that's where you're not far from the famous Tropicana Club there when they did the Tropfest Film Festival.
That's right. Yeah, the former incarnation of my video store. It used to be right next door to the Tropicana. Yeah.
Next door.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, is the Tropicana Club still there?
Tropicana's still there. Yeah. Had to close down during the pandemic, but it's open up again now. Yeah.
They still have the film festival, though. That's finished, is it?
No, I mean Tropfest has sort of outgrown that, and then it went to the Domain, and then outgrew the Domain, and I'm not sure where they hold it now.
Oh, okay. Ooh, wow,
yeah, Centennial Park, I think maybe.
Oh yeah, that's Tim Paulson, is it? The actor, he owns it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Does he still own it?
I'm not sure.
What are we talking about? The Chop Film Festival, or are we talking about the DVD
now, the first
shop?
question, Ben.
I'm a bit more of an expert on video.
I know, mate. He's talking shit. Just say, get to the bloody subject, mate.
Yeah. Now, the first question we're going to ask you, Ben, is how did you get started in this business?
DVD business?
Well,
yeah,
basically, I used to work in bookstores. Like, I had a bookstore job when I was a teenager in high school, and then I just sort of, jumped from, this retail job to retail job. And, but about 15 years ago, there was, just a local Darlinghurst video store that I was a customer of. I was just lurking around, and someone had quit, I think, and, they were looking for someone, and I just put my hand up. I think, working in a video store had always been sort of a, low-key dream of mine. Just, it seemed like, I think everyone's idea of it, is kind of true. Just like sitting around watching movies all day, and talking about movies. It's kind of a dream.
So you've been like Quentin Tarantino there, that's how he started, didn't he? With a video store?
Yeah. He only spent a couple of years working at the store, though. I sort of found myself here for the long haul. Yeah, he sort of jumped to movies a lot quicker. But he got his start working at I think a video store in Pasadena.
Was that Blockbuster? You went to Blockbuster, was it? Or I don't know, it was some video.
It was the indie one. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it was like 4-Star Video Heaven or something like that.
Like an independent type thing.
A little indie one.
Oh, yeah. Now, you've always had a love of movies, is that right?
Since I was a teenager. I mean, as a kid, like everyone, watched movies and cartoons and stuff. But, I think, when you're like 14, 15, 16, your tastes and your sort of passions start to solidify, I guess. And, movies were just my obsession,
Oh, wow. So what was your first movie you sort of watched that you really loved and said, I really want to get into watching movies and, and make a career?
It was probably Hitchcock's Vertigo.
We were just talking about Hitchcock.
Yeah, we were talking about Psycho. I watched it last night, Psycho, and I didn't sleep last night because I was very scared.
Anyway, it's not about you. It's about Ben Kenny. Can you stop bringing it about yourself all the time?
Okay, all right. So, Vertigo.
Vertigo was the first one that sort of just sort of jumped out at me, or just like made me realise what movies that movies could be so weird and sort of sort of stick with you and sort of get under your skin. Like there was something, just something really bold about it, like the dream sequences and just Hitchcock, had the tools to just make, like something like North by Northwest or, Psycho, like something just incredibly powerful or something, that just goes down really easy, like I think there's a reason, like he's still, probably the guy who rents out the most from here just because, what's your favorite Hitchcock, guys?
Mine is probably, I'd say Psycho would have to be my favourite. Yeah, Psycho.
Psycho's pretty great.
Yeah, it's just a great movie. I think it was ahead of its time, the way. It was a bit of a shock all sort of movie.
Actually, but, Ben, Tony, if you've never met Tony looks a little bit like Alfred Hitchcock. So, so we're going to do a little sort of movie about Alfred Hitchcock, and Ralph's going to star in it. But enough about Ralph. You know how your place of business, it makes people come and meet there. I mean, people meet new friends, they meet new couples. Has anyone ever met at your store and sort of tied the knot and you still seeing?
Not that I know of. There has been a lot of kind of silk cut babies in the sense of like people who come in as couples and then, or like they've just moved to the area and then 2 years later they bring a little baby in here and since I've been around like 10 years now, there's kids who were born since film club started and they're in school now and it's a really nice like family vibe and community vibe definitely and definitely like old friends sort of bump into each other like old Darlinghurst lovelies who haven't seen each other in 20 years it's a really nice perk of the job.
That's what I mean. Like we need lots more shops like yours, where the community and people can get to meet each other or talk about stuff. I mean, we've been locked down for so long that people need a place to go and meet now, don't they?
Yeah, people are thirsty for it. I think especially, the last 2 years have sort of really, really highlighted just how much we need, like a bit of social interaction, even those of us who aren't so good at it, we just need a little bit of conversation, a little bit of, human interaction every other day.
Did you miss that, Ben? Like, when did you open up again?
We actually never fully closed. We were just operating sort of through the door shop front, basically.
Okay.
Just had the door ajar and kind of ran the store like a vending machine, basically.
Oh, really? So people come to the door there and just, I want this title, and you just give it to them.
Request what they wanted or picked out of the window, and it seemed to help a little. I think, as you say, it just everyone, even during that time, just needed a little bit of. Just a tiny bit of human interaction and
so it's like a
conversation and just to be seen,
like a click and collect sort of thing.
It's exactly.
So you went through a lot of hand sanitizer. I mean, passing it through and then doing your hands and then passing it through, wiping the bloody CD.
Absolutely, we've been pouring through it, giving away masks, giving away toilet paper, just anything we can do to sort of help our customers get through it.
And how many titles do you have there in the shop there, Ben? Do you have quite a few there?
How many titles?
Yeah, how many?
It's something I kind of lost count around 25,000. So
25.
It's sort of upwards of that.
That's a lot of movies.
Netflix is
It's a lot of movies. It's more than one person needs. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Netflix has only got 5,000. You've got 25,000.
Yeah, we've got, last I counted, we've got more films than all of the major streaming services combined,
So you'd have all those arty movies in that as well, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. We've just, as Netflix and Stan and everything have moved into, making their own movies and sort of promoting the newer stuff, we've just sort of leaned into, more obscure stuff and older movies, which, are getting the attention.
And Ben, not being a smartass or anything, but are you married or got kids? Because you've got a video store. Does it make you any money? You live in Darlinghurst, for Christ's sake. I mean, the rent would be astronomical.
Yeah.
Do you make any money?
No. We get by okay. I mean, the rent is a killer here, and but yeah, like I'm not married, but yeah, the store does okay. Like it's been surprisingly consistent for the past decade or so. Yeah.
And do you see the same customers all the time, or do you get sort of new customers? I mean, you'd have
yeah, we get new people joining up all the time. We've got people who have been here the whole time, and people who have joined up throughout the way. But I get new customers join up every other day. Yeah, some sort of teenagers and like people in their 20s, and people travelling from like other suburbs. Like just as other stores have closed down, we've sort of just cornered the market on the Sydney video store.
Yeah. Yeah, now a few months ago I was working at Force Entertainment, which is a DVD collection in Melbourne. Do you know them?
Mm-hmm. Distributor, yeah.
Yeah, and I was working there. People say, what are you doing with yourself now, Tony? I'm working at a DVD place, helping out there. A friend of mine, he goes, and they always ask me that same question, who hires DVDs anymore? I mean, it's like, it's a question you probably get asked all the time. I mean...
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
It's, a variety of people. Basically... I think, that's the reason we've sort of leaned into more obscure stuff that's not online is, so we can be a kind of complementary service. So even if someone does have 5 streaming services, there's things in here which, they can't find on there. So if you're after something, very specific and very niche, there's also... with basically people who don't have the internet or there's a certain range of people 60 plus who are just never going to really figure out the digital world. If you say just log into your thing, their eyes just glaze over and it's just not a skill they're ever going to learn. And so essentially people who don't have a stable internet connection at their house, but do have a DVD player, I 10 years ago, I sort of took the risk of who knows how much longer video stores will be around. And I've actually been surprised, how long, they remain in the culture,
The majority of people who hide DVDs are the older people, is it right?
Older generation.
I'd say probably a third of our customers are sort of, 55, 60 plus, yeah.
How old are you, Ben, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 40 years of age.
40 years of age? You're only a spring chicken. How did you...
Yep.
But you got into the DVD market quite late, was it? 2011, is that right?
I'm sorry?
You started...
2011, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, 2011. It's a bit late, isn't it, to start doing DVDs, considering what's happening with the industry. Joe, how do you think your shop's going to go, continue on as far as... Because you're probably the last one left, is that right, in Australia?
No, there's a few... there's probably under 100 left in Australia, but there's a few... there's usually one in each major city and a few scattered around in little towns. They're all struggling. I don't know if the video store will be around in, say, 5 or 10 years, but yeah, that's kind of why I'm, passing it on to a new group of people who are sort of interested in, sort of seeing what they can do with it and maybe turning it into, more of just a general sort of film hub, just a, store that sells, film-related TV, T-shirts and, records and just, I think any store can handle, city can sort of handle, a store like that, just a kind of pop culture store.
I don't think there's any DVD shops, rental shops in Melbourne that I know of.
There's one in Richmond, I think, and there's one in... Sunshine. Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, but there's not many. There's
not many at all.
No.
There's not many. Yeah, Picture Search in Richmond.
Hey Ben, I was going to ask you about late fees. Do you still do late fees and that? Do people sort of bring them in late and?
We do. Yeah, we were waiving late fees throughout the lockdown, obviously. So people were just racking things up for 3 months. But late fees are back now, and so we charge 50 cents per day for our weekly.
So what do you do with these late fees? I mean, when they don't pay up, do you send them a letter
or what?
No, we don't really get debt collectors anymore. We're kind of we like to think the best of our customers, and we never never liked the vibe of sort of putting the heavies onto people just for video just for late movies. It just seems like. I don't know. I don't want any bad blood out there. I don't want anyone sort of cursing my name. So
good karma. Well done.
Yeah, exactly. And we figured, the punishment is, now you can't rent movies anymore. We're the last one, so if you burn us, then,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's on you.
But the reason that because many years ago I got a letter in the mail about an overdue DVD that I rented. I actually remember it was a
Debbie
police.
Dallas.
No, no, it was actually the police DVD. You know, and anyway, I think it was like $6. It came in the mail. It was from a law firm in Adelaide. So I ignored it, and then they sent me another letter. Ended up going up to $15. And I said, I couldn't believe they were chasing me for $15. And it was like 4 or 5 years later. So
why do you always make it about you? Why do you always make it about you? We're talking to Ben Kenny here.
I'm just saying.
And you always make it about yourself. Can you ask him a decent question?
I'm just saying. I found it.
That was a relevant anecdote.
No, it wasn't. Don't stick up for
I found it pretty bizarre that they were, sending. So I rang them up and I said, look, guys, I'll see you in court, and hung up. But I never heard from them again. So, what is the most rented movie in your store?
Ooh, that's a good question.
The most rented, let me see.
Yeah.
Probably, let me think. It's probably something corny like Casablanca.
Casablanca.
I feel like it's just like a solid classic like that. That's probably, gone out more than anything else.
How many copies do you have of Casablanca?
We have 3 copies of Casablanca, and 2 of them are out right now.
Oh, wow.
So your most popular, you've only got 3 copies.
Only got 3 copies. Well, that's the most we have of pretty much anything.
Your hours, what hours do you operate? You are is it like...
7 days, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Shit, wow. You don't get a day off.
Oh, I get days off, yeah. No, I've got an offsider who comes in for 2 days a week, Ian.
Okay, so there's 2 of you that run it.
There's 2 of us, yeah. So, he's my weekend, and, I can stay sane.
So you and Silent Bob?
Pretty much. I'm probably the J, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you do all the talking and the spruiking, and Silent Bob is just like the money man, is that right?
Yeah. He just does the work. Yeah, carries the goods.
Beautiful.
And your reviews are Ben on the Google there is amazing. It's 5-star reviews on
5-star. Come take the 5-star.
I mean, 4.9, which is good because it makes us look, like relatable. Like 5 stars is too much, but all I can say is like we show up every day and try to give people the movies they want.
Yeah. So what's the reason for the 5 stars? It's just your personality.
Well, his beautiful personality.
Oh yes,
he sounds like a really good bloke, good karma.
I mean, it might not be coming across properly on the phone, but I'm pretty charming.
Now, what about Blu-ray? You got Blu-ray, obviously. What about 4K DVDs? Blu-ray 4K is that popular? You got a lot of those.
What's a 4K?
4K is a Blu-ray. It's like a better quality, like 4K TV. So they're making Blu-ray DVDs in 4K. Are they working at all, or are they?
We've got a few 4K Blu-rays in, and we've got a few customers who rent them. But I've got the feeling like a 4K is pretty much the last sort of physical medium, and I feel like it's more of a collector's medium than sort of a renter's one.
Well, do you have to buy a new
Well, you got to get a 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah, need new player, need new TV. So.
So you can't play them all in the same one?
No. But if you get a 4K Blu-ray player, you can play all the old DVDs and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But you won't be able to play 4K. You've got to have a 4K TV sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's where it's heading, but I don't think everyone's there yet. I don't think everyone I'm still yet. I'm waiting for the PlayStation so I can have a 4K player, but I'm not sort of chomping at the bit for it. It's ultimately I feel like it's about the movie rather than like how many pixels you're looking at.
Yeah. Are you thinking of branching into movies and that, making your own, like later on, or?
I've certainly written a couple of scripts, but
really?
Nothing. I haven't really pushed to get it made or anything yet. It's more just been exercise in creativity. But yeah, I mean, I've certainly got a lot of friends in the industry, and it's I don't know, it's not something. I feel like I've seen how the sausage is made, and it's not as exciting or glamorous as anyone would like to believe. So it might be in my future, but no idea.
Well, you said you've already written a couple of scripts. What are the scripts about? What? I mean, just generally.
Oh, just let me see. There's a romance. There's a couple of sci-fi ones. Just there's an attempt at a comedy, but just My movie tastes are pretty broad, and so yeah, I've tried to sort of flex my muscles in a few different directions.
So you are a bit like Quentin Tarantino, but that's what he did. He went to a video store and watched all the DVDs, and he actually said, "You go, if you want to be a filmmaker these days."
Just a cliche, just like Quentin.
Yeah, you read a lot of film scripts.
Sorry.
You read a lot of film scripts.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, we got a show too. We call the Shumps. We've got our own skit comedy show. So we might come up to Sydney and get you to help us out there, write some skits there, and maybe direct and stuff like that.
I'd be happy to do what I can.
Really? What's your fee? You got a fee there?
Got a fee? I don't know. I'm still working on my chart. Yeah.
One of the last questions I want to ask you, Ben. Now, with how vinyl was, had gone out of fashion, and
now it's come back into the fashion,
and now it's just like amazing how vinyl's taken over CDs. You know, it's like I never thought that would ever happen. Now, do you think in 10, 15 years' time, maybe 20, when all the DVD shops close? I hope you don't close because you've got a great shop there. Do you think they will come back into fashion, or even the VHS cassette? Remember the old cassettes? VHS?
I definitely don't think VHS will come back.
No.
I mean, in as much as it's sort of come back as just a kind of retro nostalgia object, and just as an aesthetic. But I don't think anyone's really sitting down to watch VHS movies on VHS at the moment. I feel like that's I don't know, just a vibe. As far as like DVDs and Blu-rays, I think there will always be a place for the physical medium. I think the consumer's never benefiting from like 3 or 4 huge companies like owning, being the gatekeepers for all of our culture and media. Like I don't think that's going to serve us well as a culture. I feel like we do, we need to sort of hang on to things, like otherwise they do just sort of disappear, into, the ether of copyright law. So yeah, I feel like there's always going to be sort of some place for physical media, like whether it's records, or physical books or DVDs. Yeah.
I mean, I just love putting on a Blu-ray, and just the quality, the sound. You got all those features on there. Documentaries. I love that sort of stuff. People go, "Oh, you listen to that sort of stuff?" I said, "Yeah, I love it." So, but anyway, all right, Ben. We're going to finish up there. You got any questions you want to ask us?
Oh, can't I ask him another question?
Okay, go.
I've got one out of left field.
Yep.
Well, you've written it down for me anyway, Rolf, because you've done all the mission. It said missionary or 72. What does that mean? Missionary or 72? Oh, okay. You've got to say missionary or a 72, Ben.
I'm going to say 72 just because.
Well, you're a bit of a goer then, because you know what a 72 is. He's written it down here.
No, I didn't.
72 is like a 69er, but with 3 fingers up your ass. Oh my God! I know. Sorry about that. He wrote that question down.
No.
Anyway, Ben, we would love to thank you for your time. And, mate, when we're up in Darlinghurst, we're going to come in and check you out and maybe have a coffee with you and a bit of a chat, talk about some scripts. But we'd like to thank you for being on the show today. So big hand for Ben Kenny, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Ben Kenny, I take back what I said. Not to trust a bloke with 2 Christian names, Ben Kenny, because he's a great bloke, isn't he?
Oh, nice bloke.
He's a nice bloke.
I just hope he continues on for the next 20 years.
Hope he makes money. Hope he makes plenty of money.
Well, the DVD, hopefully he keeps going because it's such a good shop and such.
He might be the new Quentin Tarantino. He's saying Quentin Tarantino.
Yes. Well, let's just hope so.
Well, he's written a couple of scripts and he said that he's going to go over them a couple of times, and that's what you said Quentin did. Is that right?
Well, that's how he started. He started working in the video shop and learned his trade from watching movies and DVDs and
And we got Kenny on our show first, didn't we? Ben Kenny.
Yeah.
What about that question about the missionary or the 72? He picked the 72 straight away, didn't he? Why did you put that down on my question?
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, he did. So you wrote that question down on my book.
No.
72, because I said, what's a 72? And you said, a 69er with 3 fingers up your ass. Anyway, that was good. Okay, stop it.
Stop it.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. That wraps up our show for the Shumpcast. What number is this episode there, Don?
Well, I'd say it'd be number 29.
29?
Gary Wilson used to play for Fitzroy. Ashley Hicks wears it too, but so did Michael
I
McMahon.
like about you, Don.
29. And Geno too, he wears number 29. Everyone loves 29.
Yeah, everyone says, "Oh, Dom, he's such a good on the show. He's very happy and then just you know."
What are you talking about?
But when we stop recording,
I know. I turn into a monster, don't I?
He tells me
Did
all
I
the
yell at
time,
you
you know,
before?
you did this, you did that, you
No,
stuffed that up.
because you stopped recording.
You do
That's
all the
all I
time.
said.
You always say to me,
You
I
can
stuffed
always
this
cut
up.
it out. You don't have to. Yeah.
I know, but you always say.
And people don't mind missionary or 72.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not really
right,
that
okay.
bad.
All right.
It's just sex.
Okay.
He doesn't like talking about sex. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to
All right,
end it
finish
now
it.
because you're starting to give me a headache.
I know. Okay.
You know.
All right, go.
Every time I finish the show, I go.
All his mates say to me,
Okay.
ask him questions about sex, and then he just shuts up. It's the only time he shuts up. Anyway, go.
I'm going to take a bloody box of Panadol every time I do the show.
Well, let's
that's,
finish it. Come
I
on.
think it's 48 tablets of the
Hurry up.
Panadol, and you know.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Anyway, I'm Tony Shump, Ralph Allen.
And I'm Domenico Tullius, and bye!
And we'll see you next time on Shumpcast.
Shumpcast.